Hello everyone, Nadrockle1 here, and I got a battle versus something heart UU or underused, something like that. And it's from the charity event. Now, because it's Christmas time, I decide, you know what, every battle I do, I'm leading off with Pichu, and that's what I fucking do here. But he's gonna put Pichu to sleep, couple switch outs, and Knight gets a Zen headbutt off of Stay Puft. So he goes for the stun spore and misses, which I didn't think it had, being the lead and whatnot, so I just knock off the focus side. So I switch back into Pichu to absorb the stun spore, and he switch into Babylon. Or Slowking. So I switch back into Knight, knowing that Babylon can't really do anything. He starts climbing up, so I'm like, alright, whatever. So I'm going to yawn here to just make him drowsy as he calm minds up again. So he gets +2 in both areas, and then I'm going to knock off, knowing that I could take a +2 surf rather well, actually. And Knight does sponge that up a bit. So now he's going to go to sleep, and I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into my Licky Licky. And he switches out, and he's going to go into Eric Wilson as I power whip Eric Wilson, which I guess didn't really do too much. So I know he's probably a bulkier one, so I switch out and I go into Vertigo just in case he wants to go for a Giga Impact or whatever he wants to do. And he goes for a Toxic, which makes me really sad face, because Toxic and Hypnotop that's bulky is bad combination. So I use Toxic as well to basically weaken this wall down a bit, because by the look of things it's going to be a pain in my ass. So I would rather have it poisoned. So he uses Crush Claw, try to lower my defense, and I'm going to use Brick Break. And it's not really going to do too much, being that I have like next to no attack EVs, and he is rather bulky and blah 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 blah. But what with poison is concerned, that's okay. So I switch out to Knight just because I know he's loafing around. I'm going to switch back into Hypnotop to lower his attack again. And I know he's going to probably rest or something like that, but the faster I can make him switch out, the better. So he's going to slack off again. Or he's not again. He's going to slack off. He's going to gain some health back. And that's okay because Toxic is going to eat half of that slack off away. Well, not half, but a good amount. Which is all around nice for me. So he switches out, he goes into Babylon, I guess predicting, I predicted a switch. I didn't know he would go into Babylon, but whatever. So I switch out and I go into Peepo Pie just to kind of get over with. And he switches into this Tauros thing. So I'm like, okay, I could live a return and explode, but he goes for a Giga Impact, which lets me know he's Bandit, and which also means that Peepo Pie is going to get destroyed by that. I mean, it wasn't even close. So now I'm going to use the time setup basically, and he's gonna sit and Stay Puft to basically as Death Father to die, I guess. I get a critical hit because that so mattered, because it would live that by like this much. He sits back in Precious, basically for the Intimidate hacks. So I switch out, fearing the Earthquake, and he switches out again. He goes into Babylon, which to be honest, I don't know why he switched into Babylon. I predict to switch out here, and I go for a Hidden Power Fighting, which I thought would basically kill off Eric Wilson. But it doesn't. He lives with like so not much health, and which makes me very sad face, because I remembered after I attack that it does learn Sucker Punch, which that makes me very sad. But that's okay, because Eric Wilson is now basically dead if he switches, dead if he stays in, because he's going to be loafing around. So I send in Pichu just to basically see if he'll wake up, which it doesn't. So you're useless. So I switch out to Vertigo, basically his Death Father. As I figured he'd use a fighting move, but he went ahead and go for his Zen Headbutt, which would have killed me anyway. I switch into Knight, and he switches out and he goes into Eric Wilson to just die off of Stealth Rock, which is totally pro in my book. I would like that, to die off of Stealth Rock. So he switches into this thing and gets the Intimidate off on me. So I switch out and I go to Pichu, basically to take the Giga Impact, but he goes for a return instead. Which I'm like, Pichu, no, you're going to get destroyed. And then Pichu becomes an epic hero and paralyzes it, which means that now Nidahan can just safely come in and deal a waterfall off, which Nidahan could probably have taken a return, but just not well. So he switches into Punani, and I don't want to let him know that I don't have Aqua Jet right quick, so I'm going to let him think that I do. So he goes for a Bullet Punch while I switch back into Night. He doesn't want to stay in because I think he fears I have Thunder Wave or something. But I go for a Zen Headbutt, which is going to do okay damage to Foxtrot. Foxtrot's going to get off of Hypnosis, which is not good for me at all. Because that means he's going to be able to set up, and a few nasty plots will mean the end for my team, basically. So he sets up one, and he goes for Fire Blast, and surprisingly enough, Knight lives this Fire Blast, and wakes up and goes for his Zen Headbutt, which still doesn't kill. So now I know Knight is basically dead, so I just leave it in for Death Father when I die off. And yeah, that's goodbye Knight. But Foxtrot dies of Life Orb related injuries, and out comes Metachan, which he goes for a Bullet Punch, which I'm not quite sure why, to be honest with you, but he didn't know that I didn't have Aqua Jet, which was good for me because I know Waterfall is going to be able to flatline that thing any day of the week. He says in Babylon, Babylon's not going to be able to take a Stone Edge, so that is GG. So that's the game. Comment, rate, sub, and donate! Have a nice day. Later.